We're snorting cap rates and shooting up cash flow here at Deal Junkies. Welcome back to Deal Junkies. We're back in the studio. Just Dane, Trevor, Mike, and me. And today we're going to talk about deals because we're deal junkies. We don't know what else to talk about. We could talk about New York and
Mom Donnie.
Socialism. We could talk about the 10-year. Are they going to lower rates? We could talk about economics, Trevor's favorite topic. But no, we're going to talk about deals because that's more fun.
We're not talking about economics?
I'm sure it'll come in somewhere.
We can talk about socialism later too.
Socialism. Jeez.
All right, Dan.
New York doesn't think so.
We just closed a deal.
Yeah, we did just close it.
Congratulations.
Trevor, stay on track.
What'd you buy?
We bought a 70-unit portfolio. I think we talked about it a couple times on the podcast.
What's a portfolio?
It's just a bunch of properties. It's 5 properties.
In a similar region?
They don't have to be, but these are. These are all in Monmouth and Independence, Oregon.
Okay.
Yeah.
How'd this come together?
Well, they had them listed all together and individually.
Okay.
And the seller is he's still alive, very old.
No, he's not. I met him. He's a younger guy.
No, you met the property manager.
Oh,
there's 3 owners.
He owns like 5. He owned like 5 or 10% of the
So
property.
motivation is just ready to be done?
Motivation is time to be done.
Okay.
Yeah. He's 94.
Oh, wow.
So
That's a long life. That's good.
yeah. Apparently owning these properties extends your life expectancy.
And didn't this guy build these properties? Or some of them?
I
Or
think
they just
he
owned
was
them from when they were
I think
really-
he was partnered with the guy who bought.
Built
Yeah,
them.
I don't think he was like the GC on it.
So these have not traded before? Or they traded a long time ago? They've been held
Some
by-
of them had.
Okay.
So like 3 of them had, and then 2 of them hadn't, and then yeah.
This is where I learn about the deals that I bought.
On the podcast?
Yeah, Gabe owns this property, by the way, quite a large portion.
It's the best way to find out.
Yeah, and so they're
So there's
all like
5 properties.
60s and 70s build. Yeah, it's
Okay.
2 10 units, an 11 unit, 13 unit, and a 26 unit.
Okay, so we have
Those are
70.
odd numbers.
Huh?
11, 13.
Oh, only 2 of them are odd numbers. Yeah.
Well, they have they're built behind houses and
I was
stuff.
going to
So there's a
say
couple
they have to
houses
have
with them.
Yeah.
they have a house
Yeah.
up front.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, these are my favorite types of deals to buy.
But there's 2 houses up front, so it doesn't
That's-
make sense why it would be
sometimes.
odd still.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Well, no, like the one that Daniel just bought was they built.
Well, that's a 10-plex.
Oh, yeah.
That's not one of the odd number ones.
But those are the best deals to buy. Do you know why?
Tell me why,
Because
Mike.
a builder built them to rent them out with intention to be good income-producing properties.
What's the good about that? He built
True.
them cheap then, or what?
No, he built them to hold them long term.
Yeah.
Oh, he
They're
built them for
great
himself.
assets.
He had a different strategy. So rather than just like a production builder just building their
Merchant.
cookie cutter shit that they build,
Yeah,
this is
merchant
someone
builder.
that's like, we bought this property, we had the land, we intentionally developed. Like that's
Yeah, they had it's like a pride of ownership that went into the play. They're like, don't use the cheap stuff here because we don't want to have to replace that in 2 years.
exactly. Yep.
Mike's making me feel really good about this deal.
I think it's a great project.
So tell us more. Like, so you found the deal. It was on the market.
Yeah, it was listed for not very long, for higher than probably what most people wanted to pay.
I don't know.
As a portfolio, higher than most people would probably want to pay, but individually the properties would have all sold for that.
So how much? What was the price of the whole thing?
The price was 8.8, but we bought it for 8.
Okay.
It ended up
So that comes out
Trevor
to
actually offered on this while we were in Hawaii. And they said like maybe open to a seller carry, and Trevor offered a 50% seller carry, and I told him that if he carried 50% at like I think at 3% IO, then like we would be able to structure it to where he could be really close to his price. And they had it listed at 8.8, and Trevor offered 7 million. Trevor dropped 2 million off the price.
I like buying it for less.
Hadn't talked to the broker on it, and then just sent the offer. And then the broker called me and was like, So
WTF?
I anchored them. I anchored it.
she was like, and she didn't care, but she was just like, did you guys talk to each other? And I was like, actually, we're in Hawaii with each other right now, so that's crazy.
They also gave us the wrong rent roll is why.
That's
But
true. That was not even your fault because the deal like barely even worked at that number with the.
No, I really liked it at that number. It was awesome. That's why I offered that number.
Or maybe it was at full price. Yeah. But it was like this is where it works at with the old rent roll.
So the deal pops up on the market. You guys see it. Trevor lowballs it, pisses him off, and then what happens? So,
and then we mid-balled it.
So going in,
low ball to mid ball.
Yeah.
going in, were they offering seller financing, or
No.
they just want to be cashed out?
Yeah.
So so the idea, and everybody gets mad at us, and SMI brokers always go, "Will you carry?" That's kind of our saying. Mike makes fun of us for that.
Sometimes they say yes.
But sometimes they say yes.
I just use I just use it as negotiation leverage. I use it as rapport building with other brokers who don't understand seller financing.
I'm not going to bring you all that creative stuff. We're just going to do a normal.
Make
deal.
your day simple. You get paid. You move on.
My favorite way to do a deal is conventionally, actually, because then you just buy it for the cheapest price possible.
The longer I do this, the more I'm convinced that creative just means you're finding a way to pay more than you need to pay.
I mean, you're just solving someone's problem. Like,
Sure. I
and
mean, you're using it as an estate planning tool, which allows you to expand your balance sheet.
Yeah,
so there's that aspect.
No,
of it.
I mean, it's different goals for each seller, so it's not time and place for every deal.
Yeah.
But it makes sense for, like, we've sold some of our deals on seller carry because it's like,
Think of it this way: if you're a deal junkie, you need to do those types of transactions to keep your juice
What?
flowing.
what?
Yeah.
Where are you laughing
Well,
at?
you sell deals on seller carries so that you can maximize for yourself. It's
it goes
it's
both
not an
ways.
estate planning thing. It's a
No, it is. That is exactly it.
for
As an
Trevor.
estate plan,
Yeah.
you're trying
I
to
want
suck
as
all
much
the life
money as
out
I
of it.
possibly can out of
But
this
he's not
thing.
expecting it
Yeah.
in day one. He's not unrealistic. But like, think of like a guy like Brandon, where he just wants to rip everything, right?
Yeah.
Well, you're just not going to have a lot of volume.
Yeah, it's for a seller who wants all the money, but they don't need it all now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Brandon also runs, a company. He runs a very successful company as a job.
Okay,
and then
poor example of a human being,
Well,
but-
no. I
yeah.
just mean like there's people who only send offers like Brandon,
Yeah.
but that's all they do all day long, and they do volume, right? Like FPA Multifamily. That's a national company. They closed more multifamily real estate than anybody else last year, like REITs and everything
That
included.
sounds like a really horrible company to work for.
And they absolutely rip people's
They're just
faces
ripping-
off.
yeah.
Yeah, because
What,
it's
what
like
size
they're
deals do they buy?
50 to 250 million.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, not units. Yeah, I mean they'll do the smallest. I say that they'll go down to like 20 million. But
And they're able to get heavily discounted at that
oh my
scale?
goodness,
How?
they bought a tower and because they're the player in that, right? Like
So you're saying right now?
for the last like 2 years. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean they
that's
just
different.
started a fund. And,
That's different. They're offering market value on highly discounted assets. Well, anyways, we're in a whole fucking tangent here. Let's get back on track to your deal.
Mike wants to know more about the deal.
I like it. I love Builder's product. I don't know why.
So tell us how you structure this. Guy says, I'll carry, but I can't carry it all. I need some money.
114K a door. He carried $4 million on 3 of the properties.
100% finance?
100% financed, which is fine for the record because the DSCR is still like 1.35 on the
What do
lowest
you mean?
on one
It's
of those.
fine no matter what the DSCR is if it's a seller carry.
Just for your balance
what?
sheet now going forward.
Oh, you
Oh,
mean
no.
you mean like from a global
Yeah,
perspective?
yeah.
Correct.
If it doesn't
Yeah,
drag
sure.
the whole
So if-
portfolio.
Yeah.
That's
you
what I
can buy
mean.
whatever deal you want.
Did you so multiple properties? Did you stack all the 4 million 100% on some properties and then
Yeah, on
just
3 of them,
banked it on
and
the
then
other
banked it
ones?
on the others.
Yeah.
And that's the other reason that it matters is because the bank knew that we were buying all 5.
So they're looking at
and the
the
bank was
global
like, "Hey,
DSCR and the
what's
entire
the
acquisition."
debt on those?" And we were like, "Way better than yours.
Yeah.
You should match his debt. This guy's a great lender." They didn't. Their rate was much
You're in a
higher.
way better position. Like, why can't you match this
Yeah,
guy's debt? He's
I
like
mean-
100%. You're 60. What's
Yeah, his DSCR and his were way better.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. As a lender, he's a pretty smart guy, so he got a
They
good
also
price
don't
on it.
have the benefit of deferred capital gains and higher sales price,
yeah.
a bump in equity. Like,
Yeah.
right? It's estate planning. You're setting the seller up with more value in exchange. There is less than cash. there's risk because it is less than all cash.
Why would a 94-year-old man want to carry $4 million note?
I think it was just because he just didn't need all the money right now and liked the cash flow.
And wanted to kick the tax can down the road?
Taxes never came up.
Okay.
I'm sure that was part of it, but it was always like, he likes having cash flow right now. He doesn't need the money right now.
It sounds to me like a lifestyle transaction. Like he's looking to get out of the day-to-day.
Just not deal with it. Know that the deal's done already, and then...
And if you can sell it all to one buyer, like it's easier.
Yeah, just do one deal.
Oh, he wanted to... That's why we got the discount.
So how'd you structure the bank loan? Like they're looking at the whole global debt cover, or are they just
did
looking
at
at
the
the
end.
two?
Yeah, they didn't even like look at the other 3 properties until it went to like credit, basically.
How'd you guys pick which properties you would finance with the bank versus seller?
The cool thing about that is...
well, we did
the
it improperly.
seller actually did that.
Oh, he picked
Yeah,
the two.
no,
he
we
said,
didn't
I'll
know
sell
either.
these 2. I want to be cashed out of these 2, but
He
I'll
was
carry
like,
on the others.
you should carry on these 3. And we didn't necessarily, they didn't necessarily do it improperly. I know why you're going to say they did it improperly, but it was actually better for us because we got $4 million purchase price on half and $4 million on the other half, but one half was 39 units and the other half was 31 units. And so we got $4 million of debt on 31 units and then $4 million, well, not $4 million of debt.
So the bank did the 31 side?
Yeah. The bank did the 39.
side.
So it let us lever even more. But our DSCR on the whole thing is still great.
So did you get a check at closing?
No, we had to bring money to this one.
We syndicated it.
I got a check, just not from the bank.
The Bank of Gabe.
Yeah. there was a big alley-oop from Gabe on that one.
Little alley.
Yeah. Helped.
Alley.
Now I know why this is why I get to be a partner. I was like wondering, what do these guys need me for? Oh, last minute.
Oh, to close the deal. Oh.
Yeah, so let's talk about this because it's a good learning lesson. So there's a bunch of learning lessons on this deal. So first one being, getting a loan was a pain in the ass on this thing.
Why?
Because the seller's financials were so messed up.
Oh my goodness.
Because what they decided to do with their partnership for whatever reason was create random line items on their P&Ls to pay each other, and then explaining that to every bank that there's not actually a maintenance contract or this additional building rent or this other thing that it says here, that for whatever reason they think that's better for their taxes or something.
They had a line item called tools and equipment.
And they paid themselves.
And it was how the guy who managed the properties paid himself. He was like, yeah, we put it on there one month 8 years ago. And he was like, and it honestly just worked.
Yeah, so you know what happened was he paid himself, didn't know how to code it. It's like, oh, just put it in tools and equipment.
Yeah. That's what he left it as. It was like $4,500
So they did that with 3 items.
GL accounts matter for everyone doing accounting.
Yeah.
Don't ask me how I know, but just GL accounts matter.
GL?
General Ledger.
General Ledger. This guy doesn't even know how to do fucking books. Doesn't even have to.
So
Gabe and I were talking about books this morning.
So they had the 3 line items. So many banks were just nope, no go right away. Mm-hmm. And then other banks, we got dropped by a bank who was going to give us a really good rate. And they're like, we've never dropped anyone. And then it was a weird time where it was closing a little bit after October, after taxes were due on extension. Mm-hmm. And they're like, we just can't close this because you got to get your taxes by this date and you don't have them or blah, blah, blah. And I think they just didn't have any money to lend is what it came down to.
Yeah.
And then we were going to do Renovo possibly, but I didn't like their debt. It worked with their debt, but I'm like, there's so much better debt options out here. But we
cost wise, you mean?
Yeah. And because we were going to have same payment or lower payment and amortized on it.
Right.
But anyway,
the Renovo is not. It's going to be the higher payment.
Yeah.
So Renovo's great, but they're a little more towards bridge.
Correct.
There is, if you can get better perm debt.
They're not your long-term fix
They could be in some instances, but in this deal, Trevor thought we could find better debt.
Yeah, we should have been able to get 75% leverage at 6%, realistically. And then
where the hell are you getting 75% leverage
at DSCRs, at debt covers?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is this a tertiary market?
That was part of the problem too.
Okay.
Monmouth Independence, so some banks are just out on that, and then it's a little too small of a deal for like Chase and all these other banks. So it's kind of a weird deal there. But and then it took too long on the front end, and then you're running out of time. And then we go and close it, and then the lender quotes us our loan amount, and then we get to closing, and it's a different loan amount on there. And the deal still worked.
That was funny.
Smaller
by the
loan
way.
amount.
For the record, yeah, it was smaller loan amount.
Yeah.
She texted Trevor
because I was going back and forth because they're dealing with all these line items and all this stuff, and I'm like, okay, how do we get it higher? Because this is why I need it here. Here's all the reasons.
Because you want to check at closing.
A check at closing?
Well,
what do you mean?
it wouldn't have been a check because it just
Yeah,
the
what
way
do you
it's
mean?
structured. Yeah, just less.
So we're syndicating this deal. So we're bringing in whatever, $1.5 million, $2 million.
Oh, that's right. You syndicated it. You were bringing equity to the table.
Yeah.
Why didn't you structure it just as no money down? If you're getting 50%,
That was the
The
original
seller didn't want that.
goal.
That's what we originally offered. The seller didn't want
the
that.
seller wanted you to have
Because the seller understood exactly what we were doing, and so when we offered the no money down option, he was like, "I don't need all the money right now, but I know what you guys are doing, and I'm fine
want
giving you heavy leverage,
Yeah.
but you need to put some money in
Skin
the
in.
deal." Yeah. And so he's the one who offered the I'll do 100% on these three,
Yep.
and then you guys go get bank debt on the other two.
It's important you find out whether or not they want you to do that or not.
We were like, "Oh, very cool."
Very important.
Yeah. Everybody that we've closed with is known on the front end.
Yeah.
So-
Not everyone tells them.
Well, it's we're going to get down the road, then they're going to find out.
I know.
I don't know how maybe there's a
people
way to
think
hide
that
it from them the whole time. But
There's some people who think the need to hide that from people.
I don't know.
One lesson I learned from Logan, and I want to ask you about this, Trevor, is I remember going out, when I decided I was going to go get my own loan, broker my own debt, which I don't do anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They just said, "Hey, send me the financials." And so I just pulled an owner statement and I sent it to them. They're like, "This doesn't work. We can't do a loan." I'm like, "Why not? This deal's great." Well, come to find out, the way Logan taught me is you build your own executive summary, you build your own business plan, you go to
Correct.
the banks, you find your lender. Once you have a lender on board and they like the deal, then you send all the P&Ls and all the stuff, and then you explain through why you pulled that stuff out. Because on the front end, when the underwriters see that, you just get a hard pass 50
Correct,
times
because they're
in a row.
not considering CapEx, even though they can. It depends on the lender. and
They're not
whatnot.
as sophisticated as you might think they are, and
No.
they also just don't know the story. We've spent all the time asking all the questions and spending all the time with the numbers. They don't have that. They just get the raw data and they go, "This looks like crap."
Well, that's why we passed on it at first.
Yeah.
Because we were like, what is going on here?
Doesn't make any money.
This thing's losing money.
They're like,
They were
whoa.
Actually, all that money is just going straight to the owners.
There you go.
It's like 25 grand a month. Okay.
Here's a question for you. Why does the owner even give you that that set of books? Why don't they just their broker
Correct.
prepare?
They should prepare proper books that remove that. Yes.
Well, and the broker did. So when you're looking at the OM, you
So
have
the OM did.
the OM had low rents,
Yep.
but also had the expenses
Pulled
removed.
out. Yeah.
And but we can't send the bank an OM. So
but
then you
the
look at the
original-
P&Ls and the rents are higher, and so then you're just trying to blend the two.
So you
on
just need
5 properties.
You just need a certified P&L from the seller correcting that, and then you can give that to the bank.
What's a certified P&L?
They sign it.
They sign it and certify this is accurate information. But part of the problem was Sean's very new at commercial loans, right? So he's gathering all this info that's needed, and he didn't yet know all these things that need to happen. So then you're just getting shut down by the banks prior to even, because they're just seeing it as a debt coverage from that, and it's literally they had. All their cash flows were going to those 3 line items.
So how does this happen? So you have a broker that sees the expense, sees the P&L, they create an OM, they have the low rents, they strip out the BS expenses, and so they essentially have one operating income. But then they give you a set of P&L books that actually comes from the property manager or from the owners doing the property management.
Yeah.
That's the way they operate it. And then eventually what you did is then strip that down into a real set of operating P&L.
and have them sign it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's
And then you had them sign that because
what we
you
need to
showed
fix on the
2
front end.
different.
Well,
So-
part of our problem was we had so many of us dealing with this as we were building out the team, right? So we
Yeah.
kept switching roles and stuff was getting missed. So checking the loan amount prior
Yeah.
like got missed, and like I knew the loan amounts, but Dane was the one reviewing the loan docs, and he didn't know the loan amounts, and then he's like, yeah, this is what I thought it was, and then
well,
we
okay,
get there.
for the record, I only had the LOI. You had a text from the bank that said this is what loan we'll give you, but I had never seen that text, and so I had seen the underwriting that reflected that loan amount, and I was like, that's great, but I didn't verify because you have 5 loans.
Oh, so
then
learning
he was
lesson
like,
there.
wait.
We have too many cooks in the kitchen. You just need a better process.
Absolutely, yeah.
But then when I called her when we were signing closing docs, she didn't like it. She was like, "Oh, I don't know what you're talking about." I was like, "Let me respond to our text thread to bring it up to the top for you." And then the text right above was, we'll give you a $1.65 million loan or whatever it was. And I was like, so the rate went down. Like our loan amount should go up, if anything.
Yeah.
And then she was like, no.
No. That was the answer.
Yeah, just
no.
Trevor
Oh,
was-
you wanted a higher loan because rates went down? And
No, I just wanted the loan that they told us they were going to give.
Yeah.
But I would have took a higher loan too.
I wouldn't have been mad about it.
So three properties seller carried, 2 went through a bank. It was hard to get the money, but we ended up getting a better rate than what we were expecting. A little bit lower loan amount. 114 a door. Sounds like a pretty sweet deal.
It is.
It is because when we underwrote it on the back end to hit our returns for the investor pool of like 20% AAR, we only have to take rents to 1360 or something like that, and Mark thinks we'll get there within a year.
Is this a heavy value add type play, or is this
it's
very
a-
light?
No, it's very light.
So nice properties,
Yeah.
good shape,
Yeah.
little
Just
under
old manager.
little under rented.
He's 94.
So we're not building it back from the ground up. We just got to tweak some things.
No, these
The horse just got to Texas with the newspaper article talking about rent stabilization for this guy. He just found out. He had no idea.
He had no idea
he didn't even know you couldn't raise rents anymore. He was just doing whatever. Yeah. He didn't know.
Because if you think about it for him, like those guys, they own all of these free and clear, and they don't want to turn units.
Yeah.
So it's like keep the rents low.
Because you're trying to keep your check big every month.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they don't.
Tools and
Vacancy.
equipment.
Yeah.
That
You're
dollar
trying
of
to
lost
keep your
rent
tools and
is like
Equipment high.
on the P&L. That's for every dollar of lost rent. That's like $50 of lost rent to their psyche because they're like, oh, fuck, I got to deal with all that. I don't want to deal with that. Just keep the rent low. I
Yeah,
don't
because when
want
you have
any
70
vacancy.
units free and clear, and you're bringing in whatever 70 grand a month on them, like you'd rather just not turn units and keep them low.
That's why I like to operate properties as if they're always for sale, because you're always trying to maximize the NOI. Where when you get too close to it, when you're self-managing or they're paid off, there's no debt, and you're just living on that check, you start to run your property based on the size of that check. And even though it might be smart for you to not take a check for a couple of months, so the property's worth $2 million more, you don't do it because you're living off that check. And so there are different kind of owners, different kind of operators, but when you self-manage and you're low leverage, that's a very, very common thing. Is I don't want to bump my rents $50 because I'm going to get some turnover and it's going to cost me $50,000, and then I am not going to get my check. So I'm going to keep my rents low, and they'll brag about, hey, my average tenants lived here for over 10 years. And it's like, well,
What's the over under on Gabe's age when he crosses that line where he's just like, fuck it, I don't care what the rents are.
I'm already there. I already told these guys I don't care about buying buildings anymore. I just want some money. Start sending me money.
The psyche's crazy. The psyche of the owner is crazy. So, like, my landlord has a handful of houses in the neighborhood. He's had 2 or 3 units just vacant because he doesn't want to hire a manager because they do so many things bad, and then he can't sell them because all the taxes he's paying. I'm like, dude, you lost more of your tax bill in vacancy on these vacant units than anything because you're so control freak, can't let someone else manage it, aversion to loss and taxes, but it's vacant and you're not making income. So, like, the words that they say sometimes are completely antithesis to actually.
Well, because you're just looking at the checkbook and you're like, do I want to spend $100,000 to get another $3,000 a month in rent? Not really. We'll just leave them vacant.
Yeah. But these like units are like ready to go. Like, this guy's just. I mean, there's some people like that's the decision. Like, that's a legit. I fucking make that decision.
Yeah.
But there's some people that are just like so weird and fearful, and the ones that can't say, I don't know.
Well, I think it's being really clear about where you're at in the stage of your portfolio.
Yeah. And
Like, are
that's the
you in the
difference.
equity growth phase or are you
Yeah.
in the cash flow phase?
Yeah.
And we're all just in equity growth. And so you can't, like, I can't even process why somebody.
Is your equity
Also,
grown?
when you
my
own
equity's trying to grow.
when you own enough properties and you're making enough money and you're not money motivated, like you just don't care.
Yeah.
Like that's not
Yeah, you're not trying to maximize.
like if some dude owns 30 mil in real estate and he can get an extra 3 mil on it when he sells it, and then like, does he care? Like, I don't know. Some people would, some people
makes your
wouldn't.
tax bill bigger.
Yeah.
Mr. Nuss,
But-
you're lucky to get this phone call. This thing's worth $1 million, and I'm going to sell it to you for $800.
But
I don't care about the 200. I literally got that phone call one day.
That's hilarious.
so to wrap this deal up, we like it because the debt, it's easy value add on it. When
It's in our market.
in our market, when we underwrite it conservatively. So we're achieving higher rent growth on the front end, and then we're operating at lower expenses than we thought already. Our CapEx spend isn't as much as we planned for, which is cool. So we think we can accelerate that time frame. And then it's cool because it's 5 properties, so it gives you some flexibility upon exit too.
That's the biggest. That's my favorite part. Not my favorite part, but one of my favorite parts is that
There's pros and cons to it.
Do you have to do lien releases if you sell them off individually, or are they all separate
we've
loans?
got 5 different notes.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
So we bought 5 properties, really.
Yeah.
Put 5 chess pieces on the board.
Yeah.
The board got bigger and more flexible.
Yeah.
So ideally, I mean, like it depends at the end of the life cycle what we do. We like to hold stuff, but it'll depend on investors and whatnot at that
These
time.
are perfect properties though for like the 10-plex. Somebody rolling out of a 4-plex, looking at the return on their 4-plex versus the return on a 10 unit. Like, oh
And these will
my
be
goodness.
people that you work with somehow already and just be seller finance. Or,
Yeah.
it's gonna
So let's talk about the biggest challenge on this deal, though.
Ooh.
So we were partnering with our buddy, and he was going to be the fundraiser on the deal. So we structured the whole deal around what he thought he could raise to, but he had never raised money before.
Yes.
But then he learned it was really hard to raise money. And then we structured our offer around that, and then we realized we didn't have a great offer either. So then we got down to...
So you didn't have a great offering on the raise because it's not a great offer?
Correct. We were offering like... our minimum prior was targeting like 18% AAR for people, like on our conservative underwrite, and we've been able to beat them. We've since changed that to 20 because Dane wanted it to be 20. But he wanted to do a 7.5% like pref on it, like paid out in cash flows, and then 7.5% deferred on it. So 15% total return on it.
But it was capped. That's the return actually wasn't the issue at all. The issue was that it was capped. So everybody that I talked to was like, so are we getting any depreciation? And it was like, no, you don't actually own it. It's like, it's almost like mezz debt. Like
That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like risky mezz debt.
I just was like listening to him.
Who decided the offering? Who decided to offer that?
The person
Our buddy.
was raising the money. Yeah, but
I
it's
thought he would do it though. 'Cause
Yeah,
he's
I think if he had
good.
been less busy,
Yeah, but
he got
listen to what
really-
you're saying. You're essentially saying he's going to go get mezz debt at 15% and offer only half of it paid and half of it deferred.
Oh yeah,
Who the fuck does that? A mezz debt lender would never do
I don't know. I
that.
just structured the deal around what he thought he could get, though, because I was like, if you can get that, then I can do the
awesome.
rest.
Yeah, then that's a
Yeah.
great deal for us.
Yeah. So lesson learned, structure at a reality of an expectation.
No, I think we just not need to go external from the team. is
I
the
think we
thing.
just
Okay,
not need
yeah.
to go
external from the team.
team.
Yeah, people matter, dude.
Yeah, but then so this is why Gabe's our good partner is we had to change that like 2 weeks
We
or 3 weeks
finalized
before
it
close.
like 3 weeks before close.
Oh, you guys are trying to do this
yeah.
outside of Stack? And then
No,
in
in
Stack.
stack, yeah. And then we
yeah.
didn't raise any money for it. So then Gabe gave us like $1.5 million or something.
Oh, you gave a loan outside of Stack.
and then we just sell the shares, right?
You
on
guys
the
have
back
it
end.
way too fucking easy. you like pandering these little fuckers. Jeez.
I baby them.
You
It's
babies them.
everybody wins.
Yeah.
Everybody wins.
Yeah, at least I hope you made them really fearful. Like earnest money's gone.
Gabe
Like
literally
you lost it all.
just figured out what the deal was just now. You and Gabe both just found out what the deal was. Everybody wins.
Awesome.
We all win.
I called him the next day. I said, "Hey, I need that money back."
Yeah.
I said, give me a little bit
The
of
good
time.
news is,
The VIG is burning.
Give me a little bit of time.
exponentially growing.
yeah, I mean, but you can just sell your shares. So we weren't
Yeah.
concerned about it.
Yeah. No, I
necessarily.
understand.
And then the offering is good now. So that's like, oh, that's easy to sell. And then the people who are kind of interested, you get to call back and be like, hey,
And now it's owned and it's done.
yeah.
So it's a really great deal. Are we still selling shares on it? We still have room if somebody wants to come in with us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mike, do you want to come in with us on this deal?
No.
Okay.
In fact, you can't pitch your deals. I have room on my deal. You guys got to come into anyone listening. My phone number is.
It's hard.
Well, good thing we edit this podcast.
No, actually, once the new
fucker,
structure got
jeez.
finalized, it wasn't hard. I've had a lot more people interested in it
Yep.
because I for a brief time was trying to pitch the 7.5, but I didn't really believe in
So
it.
what's the new offer that is good?
The new offer is just 70-30 pari passu, and so
What does pari passu mean? That's a fancy word.
It's actually
profit share.
technically not pari passu, but it's
What
it's
the
70-30
hell?
ownership.
Pari passu means you put
There's
in
no
like
pref.
no, not necessarily, but that you put in $1 to $1 for ownership. So like your GP would typically put in 30 and your LP 70 type of thing. But on this, it's just a profit share. So they own 70% of the deal. GP owns 30%, but we bought part of the LP now and we've since sold some of it, right? So on a lot of these deals, we'll keep some of the LP also.
So pari passu means we're not taking
Pari
more of the
passu
deal for
means-
free. We're all putting in our money
No.
equally. $1 buys one
Pari
share.
passu just means like dollar for dollar, yeah. But like we don't do any deals that way.
Syndications are not typically pari passu.
No, so we do what's called a profit share. But so the investors end up owning 70% of the deal, and then Dane can speak to all of it because I'm looking at all the future deals. I don't remember anything about this one.
And then we own 30%. And
Plus, we own some
So
of
what's the
LP.
offering? What's the expected?
Well, I was getting there. That's where words
I
were
want to talk
coming out
about
of my
Mike's
mouth.
deal.
Words
You're
were
taking
coming out of my
too long.
mouth still. So we'll own 30%. 5 years from now, we're projecting that we'll hit anywhere from 16 to 28%. 16 was like if the market stays the same, rents don't go up. We just get our rents to market rent because he was so low on them. Just because of the debt that we have, it'll hit 16. And then if the market improves, speculative, but also historically accurate, and I think there's very good reason to believe that rents will increase over the next 5 years, seeing as they've been stagnant and slightly dropped over the last 3. Then we could hit a 28% return. And even then, I think the 28% number can be beat.
And Mark is saying our 3-year plan, we might hit it in a year.
Yeah. So because
And
I
then
modeled it, so when we walked it with you, you gave me what you thought was market rate rent, and I came in, I think, $100 lower per unit. I think yours is more accurate, but just for the modeling purposes, I came in $100 lower. And then I modeled it at no rent increases for the first 2 years, I believe, and then a 4% rent increase.
No market rent increase, you mean? Or
Yeah,
like
no market rate rent
increases
Bringing
on our
other
units,
other
yeah.
lower ones up to
Yeah.
market.
Correct.
Yeah.
So using a lower market rate than actual, not assuming market rate increases for 2 years, and then chasing that one number for 2 years that's already higher and then likely increasing fast.
How does the plan work for investors when you might exit these individually? Like, is that you just communicate that with them that like this may go in phases where when it makes sense to sell one, we sell one?
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily affect them. I would think of it as like if it were just stack, right? Like, and you just have an operating account for your business, a business bank account, and we sell one property, then maybe the cash flow decreases, but maybe it increases because you got rid of,
The bleeder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so,
So they're really,
and then
they're
also
really
took
investing in
capital out.
5 deals.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Essentially.
Okay.
I mean, it's 5 properties that we can do whatever we want with them individually. And so if one is outperforming and we decide to sell that one, and
So in this pari passu model, they get
No.
depreciation,
It's
or
not
it's not
pari
pari
passu.
passu? Okay.
in this
I
profit share
still
model,
don't know. Do you know what pari passu is?
It's dollar for dollar. It's
I still don't know what that
It's just
means.
another language like French says dollar for dollar.
Yeah.
Okay. So stop trying to fucking put French language on our deals.
Yeah, I don't like French
Yeah,
language.
I don't know why you brought that up.
that's
It's
what Mark
shame
always
on you.
says.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
Mark- I tell Mark he
syndications,
says it
they
wrong.
actually own the property and they get K1s.
Yeah. They'll get K1s.
So they
And
get
some
depreciation.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
And we don't even account for that in our underwriting.
Oh, that's true.
Ooh, they get
So,
even
Who
more.
accounts for depreciation in their underwriting?
Lots
No,
of
in terms of returns.
IRR.
People with shitty deals, they got to throw some fucking depreciation into their underwriting.
There are some investors that
There's
are
a
looking
lot of
for
very
it.
large syndicators that do that.
yeah, exactly. Like if you
Yeah.
got good deals, you don't need to throw that shit in there. Sorry.
It's just
Depreciation.
it's like
Large syndicators.
it's
they're
the
good at
cherry
their
on
job.
top. We're
Well,
going to
no,
get you these
I-
returns, and You also get depreciation.
It makes sense to put it. You should account for it. It's part of the return.
Stop.
And depreciation recapture is taxed at a lower
Stop
rate.
giving me your business school.
Depreciation recapture is taxed at a lower
don't
rate
need your
than a lot of
business school.
people's income.
Don't need your
And so if
business
you can
school.
write off your income from the top bracket and then you recapture depreciation at the end, it's better for you.
Yes.
You can save lots of money. And so for the record, anybody thinking about investing in our projects or Mike's project or anybody's project, depreciation is definitely a benefit and we don't account for it, but your CPA will. And you'll get to see the upside.
A good syndicator will tell you, hey, there's some bonus depreciation in this for you. Talk to your CPA about it. Our deal's so good, we don't have to pitch it. I'm just going to
That's what I just said.
I know.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good syndicators.
You just use more words.
Verbatim. I just said. All right. Anyways, that's our deal. That's my deal. Mike? What's your deal? You're buying a bar, or are you going to talk about your baby mama's house? The one you're doing, or I don't remember the rest of the words.
My neurodivergent
I
mind
don't remember the rest of the words.
That was the weirdest text I've ever got.
That was the weirdest
I
text
just
ever
optioned
sent.
my
most
future baby
confusing.
mama's house.
Yeah, dude, we got a spurt of activity and deals. That's
spurting?
why I'm so happy.
Spurt.
Yeah.
That's how you get a baby mama.
Oh, dude, we're about finally to. So getting back onto business, the syndication Vancouver 14 unit in the care facility, the triplex. We're on the back end of repair negotiations, selling that.
Wait. The one up north?
Yeah, the one we fought on. It's taken us an entire year
Hey,
to.
you should bring that money into our deal.
Oh, great idea, Gabe. We have an awesome deal for you, Michael.
I knew
Just as
there
a
was
way
reason you
to say
wanted-
thank you for stealing that deal from us.
Maybe I will. The care facility, we are now talking with the tenant about how they can start moving furniture in.
Nice.
Got some applications in to refinance that motherfucker.
I know last time we talked about it, everyone was at your throat around the neighborhood.
Yeah, and then
You fixed all that?
Yeah, we got past that.
Okay.
We got the permit issued. We've got rough-in inspections approved. We're now getting cover. We're getting the final inspection. Once we get final inspection done, the state can finalize the tenant's application, and then hopefully we start. It's a stabilized asset January 1. That's the goal. We get a rent check. It is now cash flowing January 1. We can now go into refi. Yeah.
So you're on hard money right now?
Yeah. In fact, I'm extending the hard money, which is fine because I built an extension into our cash flow model. But
Yeah, you just pay a point or whatever.
dude, in July, I thought we weren't going to have to do that, and which is nice. But
Are you servicing it all out of interest reserve then?
well, that was the syndication. A lot of it was to handle interest payments.
Okay.
Yeah. So what, 150 grand of the 10% of what we raised was for interest payments.
And you have your lease in place.
Yeah, we already got income last year, so they paid first month's rent, but they just haven't been able to move in. So,
What's the building worth like when you're done?
hopefully 4.1 million. Yeah, we'll see.
And you'll be all in at what?
3-ish, a little under 3. So, we got a second position seller, and so we're looking at potential loan options where we can get higher leverage on first and just pay them off. So.
Why? Does he have bad debt on it or higher rate?
No, it just may actually work out better. Kind of some ways to look at it. So it's just at this point I'm looking at, we got $500,000 of liquidity coming back from the triplex sale. I want to hold some of that back for reserves. And then however much liquidity we get back from the refinance, and then we raise 1.1. So is that going back to the investors? Some of the investors just want to buy more real estate, so that's another conversation for the partnership. Is I think all of them don't really actually want the money back, and so we may have capital to go stick in a deal.
Nice.
Yeah,
Call me a deal.
yeah. But when I was really stressed out a while back, that was probably the biggest one, because it was, okay, what's the path to refinance? The market still sucks trying to sell that triplex, and so you have the end piece of it just kept getting further into the future.
The market's pretty good right now to sell
I've
the
tried
triplex.
triplexes. Yeah, we were all.
Well, what are you selling that one for?
It's all relative, though. Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad market by any means, but it's not a great one. We sold it for $750.
That's a great deal.
That's pretty good. We're selling a triplex right now for like $580 or something like that. I don't know.
That thing's a turd.
No, it's really nice.
Dane's
renovated
just
it
mad
all.
because he doesn't own it.
I'm just kidding. Trevor goes, he's trying to get me to sell it. He's like, what do you think it'll sell for? And I was like, I don't know. He gives me all the details. He's like, yeah, I mean, all the rents are like $14.50. And then he looks at the rent roll and they're like $10.50 or something. He was like, how is this possible? How is
That's why we're
how is this
selling, because
possible?
I wasn't paying attention.
It's like, they definitely should be at $14.50.
They should be at $14.95, but
Yeah, I was dying.
That's a good asset management lesson. You should send rent increases if you plan to send rent increases.
yeah.
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 And then our subscription or our
This is why we hired
that
him.
thing rents for $14.95.
Dude,
I have no
no. If you go look at everything else around it, yeah.
Yeah. How many units do you manage?
Only about 5,000. So I probably don't know what the rent.
If you look at everything
but how
around-
many do you look at?
I looked at them all.
You look at all 5,000.
Gabe is very accurate on rents.
Yeah, no, we look at stuff anytime it goes. It's vacant for more than 30 days after it's been turned. I have a list and we go through it every week and
Gabe has a master list in his brain.
we
Hey.
talk about what the rent should be.
The good news is I feel like I misappropriated my asset management, which is why we have Mark now doing all that, which is way better.
What does that word mean to you?
Misappropriated?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I did a bad job.
Appropriated poorly.
Yeah, I don't think you misappropriated.
I am
Bad.
so excited.
Forgetting-
Wait, we're having
You
a
know what I'm
house.
talking about.
We're having a housewarming party, and we're gonna do. Trevor's excited about it too. We're having all our friends over. Hopefully, Mike comes to his first event with all his friends.
Mike, please.
Am I
come.
still on the invite list?
Yes,
Yes,
you're on
we
the
text
invite
you
list, and
every
I actually
time, and you
think-
never show up.
I think
This
you'll be
one
one
I
of the
will come
top
to.
competitors for this. I think
You
Gabe's
will.
gonna win, but but we're having a spelling bee among a bunch of adults, and we all have to bring words to be put into the spell. You don't get to spell your own words, Mike. You don't get to pick your own, but you have to bring a list of words, and then we randomize it.
I'm confused how you think I'm a good speller.
I don't know. It just seems like something you'd be good at.
Okay, we are.
Are you better?
Yeah.
Can you spell Parapasu?
Para P-A-R-A 4.
No, P-A-R-I.
Yeah.
Okay.
Use it in a sentence.
Okay.
Not
But
your
anyway.
not your language.
Okay. Anyway, to finish that up, the good news is even though we asset manage it, I feel like we bought it right enough that it's pretty cool when you make a bunch of money
Money's
selling it.
made in
Still.
a buy.
Yeah.
Yeah, multiple ways. So we want to talk about your bar deal, Mike, and I need to apologize to
You're
you.
buying a bar?
Well, did you see the video he texted us yesterday?
No, I don't watch that shit.
I watched it all.
You don't,
And then I hurt
you don't
Mike's
watch
feeling.
the El Pasión?
I liked it. I liked it.
No, don't send me any voice recorded texts or videos.
Yeah.
Or anything. Just put it in words.
The video is much better than a voice recorded text, though.
Yeah, the
to be
videos
clear.
are
The video
better.
is much better. Voice recorded text is the most annoying thing you can ever get, but video not bad.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good
I
video.
agree with that.
Good to know.
I'll go back and watch it.
Yeah, so I was rude in it, and I said, "Stay, whatever."
Mike, shiny object.
I
called
it's
It's
it a
not what you do.
distraction.
You don't buy bars. That's what Trevor said.
I mean, and then I thought about it more. I'm like, you're not going to own the bar, correct? You're owning the real estate that's within it. I still wouldn't necessarily do it, but it kind of aligns. So I apologize. I jumped to that conclusion, and I probably hurt your feelings. And I'm sorry.
Did he hurt your feelings, Mike?
Yeah, no.
I was rude.
Yeah,
I was rude.
No one has
You're
enough
always
power over
rude.
me to hurt my feelings.
That's just a lie.
Trevor just always hurts people's feelings.
It's not a distraction. I build balance sheets. That's what I do.
Yeah, no, I think it does align now. I thought about it more this morning when I was running, and I was like, that wasn't very nice of
You're
me.
thinking about
And
my
then-
deal while you're running?
Yeah.
So sweet of him.
So tell us about the deal so people know what we're talking about.
Dude, yeah, it's my turtle head seller. I call him a turtle head.
Turtle head.
That's not...
that's
He pops out of nowhere. He just keeps popping his head up. He's like, Mike, I got another house.
When Dane uses that term, he's talking about something else.
Yeah,
usually.
no, he's talking about properties.
Okay.
Usually when Dane's running, he
yeah.
has a turtle head.
Yeah.
This is the seller where
running in
within,
December.
within 5 minutes of meeting him, I threw out the hookers and cocaine, and put my
What?
hand up in the air.
What?
Yeah.
I'm so lost right
We
now.
were walking his care facility. The first property we bought from him, first time I met him, on site at the property. Daniel was already there. Daniel had already met his business partner. I show up as a third party that comes in, and then this guy, Ralph, comes in as the fourth guy with his cowboy hat on, with the feather and the boots and the minivan. He's driving a minivan.
I love this
Give
guy.
Trevor 2 years.
And these guys are old-time bar and care facility owners. They've just been partners ever out of high school, and they've just bought a shit ton of real estate. And so they were talking about they owned all these bars in a seedy part of town. I was like, oh, yeah, hookers and cocaine. And immediately he just fell in love with me. So that was like the third word out of my mouth. Because I was the fly on the wall. And
Yeah.
so my neurodivergence just kind of came out. Ever since then, so long story short, we bought that care facility from them. We did 50% down, 50% seller
Oh,
financing.
that was the same guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, do you have multiple care facilities, or this is the one we just talked about?
No, this is different. This is a different care facility. So
Okay.
this was 2 years
Gotcha.
ago. Yeah, and then it was more. That's a sober home, and so we gave that to a friend as a sober home, kept the seller financing on a rental,
Gotcha.
paid them off, and then he called a year later. He's like, "Oh, my mom died, and now you're gonna buy my mom's house. I bought this house for her," and so we did. We bought that house, flipped it. I think we only made like 10 grand. That was a lot of work for 10 grand.
Good deal for that guy, probably. Though.
Yeah, and then we bought the care facility, the big one, from his ex-wife and his ex-business partner. And then he sends me, he communicated a few months ago about a different bar. And so my friend Jake, who is invested in the care facility, we were looking at the other bar because Jake runs bars. And then we made him a great deal, and he's like, "Ah, looks great," starts writing it up, and then he sends me a text. He's like, "Man, I hate to send this to you, but my friend offered me the same thing, and it was such a good deal, I just took it." And so he sold that other property to another friend, and then he reaches out, "Hey, thanks for that offer so much. It just made it really easy for me, and then my friend got it done, and I need more cash." And then he's like, "I own this other property." Didn't know he had any of these properties. So when I first bought that first one,
Mike,
you research people, and you don't know
hold
that
on.
they have other properties.
No, and with your first conversation, you say, "Oh, what do you own?" And then you
What
start.
else do you have?
No,
What else
Trevor
do you
asked
have?
that to everybody.
No.
He asked that to the waitress.
You learned that from
at
Paul Curley.
restaurants.
He is tactically trying to think about his future. I just want to have fun. And I was having fun with
Okay,
Ralph.
yeah.
And now it's an even better surprise. This deal's better because I never expected it. I wasn't going after it. Whereas like there's Jan's properties where like every time I walk by Jan's property, I'm like, why can't I not own this fucking property? Why Jan won't sell this fourplex to me? So
Why
Jan?
Jan won't sell this fourplex to me?
I'm upset with Jan that he hasn't sold me that fourplex.
Stop
Raise the
correcting
price.
everyone's grammar.
I'm sorry. I was just repeating it.
As long as you know the message,
That's my bad.
It worked.
I'm sorry.
Don't misappropriate.
So anyways, long story short, I was ignorant. I didn't even know he owned this other bar still. He does. And he's like, "Hey, I owe this much. I'll let you take a first. I'll hold back a second." And
Is he
that
doing
was
his private debt?
what's that?
Is he doing his private debt? Where you're gonna play?
Off record. We haven't gotten that far.
So he's just going to privately lend to you, probably. Yeah.
that it'll probably ultimately be that way.
Wait,
I haven't
also,
even
who is Jan?
Jan's a different seller. So I was contrasting what Trevor said. So
Oh, okay.
a past version of myself knows everything that Jan owns,
Yeah.
and we've bought 3 of Jan's properties, but he hasn't sold me anymore.
Yeah.
So knowing he has these fucks up my psyche when I'm walking through my favorite neighborhood. Whereas this is the same neighborhood. The bar had no clue Ralph owned it, but now last night I get to walk by it for the first time. I'm going to own that bar. Never on my radar.
Gabe, do you think it's a good decision to own a property that a bar is within?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Especially when you own sober homes. That's a good business model.
You are vertically integrated.
I never even thought of it in that area.
I just think of it, and I just think like liability, headache, like.
No, they're just
No.
another tenant. I mean, we rent to restaurants, bars.
Well,
nail
because me and
salons.
Dane looked, we had the opportunity to own
Okay.
a bar, and then I'm really
The
glad
building that had the bar or the bar itself?
the bar itself,
No, no,
and
no,
the
no,
building,
no, no,
and
no,
the
no, no,
building.
no.
But
No,
yeah,
that
just the
doesn't
real
work.
estate. Just real estate.
the real estate.
yeah.
And so, like, to contrast it, the other property in Milwaukee, we were buying the business and the property. And so that's why Jake was involved, because Jake is a bar owner. This one, Jake doesn't want to own a swanky bar in Portland. He really doesn't want to mess with Portland. But what's great is the current tenants in there now is out at the end of the year. It's just a high-end cocktail bar. and it's run by one of the better well-known restaurateurs in Portland. And so he's like, hey, here's what I'm renting it for. Well, I'll just give the numbers. Rent it for $4,000 a month. You can get $4,500 out of it. And so then I just used that to back into a conversation. We negotiated this all over text. It was very simple. He just told me how much he owed. I kind of worked backwards. I was like, well, I think I can get about this much debt. And so I said, I'm like, okay, well, here's a down payment I can get you. You can get this much cash at closing.
Yeah,
how much do you want for the bar? And he's like, well, I had this number in mind, but you've always been fair to me. So he essentially teed me up for a lower offer price.
What number did he throw out at first?
$675.
And then what'd you buy it?
So I just offered him $675.
Yeah.
I was like, that's fine. I'm cool with that. And what I asked for was, instead of one balloon payment in 5 years, I asked for 10 years and then half in 5,
Yeah, that's a
half
good
in
move.
5. And he actually threw out, hey, go ahead and make it 7. So you can do half in 7
Oh, wow.
and then the rest in 10.
Yeah, and realistically, you might be able to just do it all at that time.
Yeah. And when we were negotiating, he's like, hey, and this was all through text. And he's like, hey, I already have someone who wants to lease it. And then we
Set up your tenant for
yeah,
you.
Yeah. And so
good
I'm like,
seller.
so I wrote up an offer summary. I emailed it to him. He sends me a text. And that's when in the text, he's like, hey, instead of 5, you can make it 7. I'm like, are you good with that? He said, yeah. Wrote up the offer. We both signed it. And then he calls me. So the first time we even talk about it, he calls me. He's like, oh, hey, I got a tenant. They want to pay $5,500 triple net.
Did you think that was a good rate too?
I ran numbers off $4,500
with some
Okay.
expenses.
Yeah, and so for a restaurant and a bar, they range anywhere from $18 to $30 triple net. It's in 2,900 square foot building, so $4,500 is like
goodness.
$18 square foot triple net. So it potentially walks into equity at closing and protection, and we'll line it up so that way we don't buy it until the tenant starts there. So the current tenant is shut down.
So you can get debt on it because you wouldn't
Exactly.
be able to. Yeah.
Exactly. And we knew this going in, and he understands that as well. And so current tenant's moving out. The goal is to negotiate a new triple net lease, use that lease to go get the first position loan. Ralph may have to carry not on title or on
Depending
a
on
different
what the lender
property,
wants,
or
yeah.
like how I finish packaging it, I'm not really sure. But
Yeah.
it's a great part of town. It's one of my favorite parts in town, and I get to go to be there.
That's awesome.
I'm stoked,
I think you should
dude.
buy
I'm
it.
sorry again that I ruined your day
Trevor's
yesterday.
wrong.
He always lets
It's a
to
good
pop
deal.
my bubble.
I like your
Hey,
deal.
Thank you.
You know what's
I
cool
thought about it
Trevor,
more and I
though,
liked it.
is Trevor admits he's wrong when he's
He
wrong.
does. He's growing.
Except for the wakeboard rack. That's the only time.
I'm still
That's-
correct. I had never wakeboarded before, and I'm trying to not drown. And there's 8 of these dudes on the boat who knows what's happening, and
Yeah.
they should be paying attention to that.
Ignorance
should.
of the law is still breaking the law, Trevor.
See, I told you. That's the only one.
Wait, I have one more
but
deal
everything
Okay.
else.
No.
that I forgot about.
Oh.
So this
You
is
don't want to
kinda
hear my
interesting.
baby mama deal?
No.
I do. I just want to hear about your baby mama.
Why is this going on the air?
Wait. All right, let's
What
talk-
has happened?
For the record, there is no baby mama. This
Correct.
is just a strange text we got from Mike this morning.
I think it was
May or may not
autocorrect.
be. Autocorrect. He uses that term too much.
Siri? Why did Siri
I'll
write
talk about
that?
my deal next, Mike. You can talk about your baby mama.
We'll
Go ahead.
ping pong these. No. You talk about your deal.
Trevor, please talk about your deal. I don't even know what your deal is.
Talk about your baby mama.
Yeah.
Let's just. I don't have any of those.
Just a baby daddy.
We can talk about my deal in the next episode, because this will be probably wrap up this episode.
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
What?
Not on the same page.
No.
Let's wrap it up right
No,
here.
tell
No,
it.
no,
You
wrap
know,
it
do
up.
your
Wrap it
deal,
up. No, it's
Trevor.
going to take a while.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, then let's hear about Mike. I want to hear about Mike's stuff.
You want to hear about my baby mama deal? Okay,
Yeah.
this is gonna be a long one. You guys ready?
No, just end the episode.
It's not
and go
gonna
to the
be
next
that- it's
episode.
not
No,
gonna be
it's
that
going to be a
long.
quick one, Mike.
Okay.
Let's do it.
No,
Go.
there's a whole story behind this.
Go,
This
start
story
telling it.
started 25 years ago.
All right, do it. Tell it.
You're
You
only
got 8
30.
minutes. You have 8 minutes.
You
to
met
tell
her
the
when
story.
you were 5.
I'm 46 years old. This started when I was 21.
You met her at the bar that you're buying.
Dane was just born.
Gosh, you guys are young. Okay, so my 3-year anniversary of being a young real estate appraiser. I'm 3 years out of high school because I was officially hired right out of high school. I was 1099 in high school. And then on my 3-year anniversary in the year 2000, graduated in 97, the year 2000, I walk in expecting high fives and a celebration on the 3-year, and I got hit with a, hey, you're fired. And so
Not the celebration you were looking for.
Not the celebration I was looking for. And so the summer of 2000, I went on an unemployment. I started looking for jobs. I was living solo in a studio. And then I moved into the Spanish Mansion in Irvington.
To a mansion. Wow. On unemployment.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I know.
He was on housing.
Sound like you belong in New York.
No, this was back when Portland was affordable, and my studio was $450 a month, and I can rent the bedroom for $400 a month.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's the whole
That
story.
works.
Yeah, no. So
Nice.
okay, so Irvington, for those that don't know, it is a historic neighborhood. It's one of the coolest freaking neighborhoods in Portland. It is like my favorite neighborhood. So I'm living in the Spanish Mansion for a little over a year, and Irving Park is where I learned how to play basketball. So that's where we go play park ball. You know, because like there's a difference from playing 5-on-5 in a gym to playing 3-on-3
in the street.
on the street. And I'd always walk by this Spanish house, this little Spanish house on the corner. And so as our deal flow has been changing this past summer, I put some emphasis on our staff, like, hey, we need to get the mail going. Let's put some more emphasis on mail. So we got a deal from a direct sale campaign in that neighborhood of a little tiny Spanish house I used to walk by every single day when we went on the way to the basketball park. Sorry, I don't know why this has to do with this deal, and I don't know why I'm telling this story. When I was thinking about this story,
Trevor's so bored.
He's buying houses and bars in his favorite neighborhoods he walks through.
there's a whole
Mike's happy. I'm happy.
You told us
okay.
this
This
started
is
with
why-
a lady
Are you-
20 years
Are you
ago.
going to buy this house? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, but this is why you invest where you live, like, because you want to like love and this is okay.
You want some attachment to it.
No,
So anyways-
no.
I want no attachment.
Yeah,
Okay.
agreed.
That's why I hear about the deals I bought at Deal Junkies.
So there is an entrepreneurial lesson there about playing and not working too hard and just noticing things. And like that was a house where, because there are very few Spanish homes. There's very few Spanish homes I walk by, and you're like, that is a sexy house. That is okay. And then fast forward 25 years later, we get a phone call on our marketing campaign, and the seller's like, yeah, we just got an offer on our house. They were not legitimate, and they really offended us. And we found you on Google, and we want to sell you our house. And so we went and looked at it, and we offered them like 25% higher than what the wholesaler had offered them, which was still a lot less than they want, but it didn't offend them, and they wanted 50 grand more. So what we ended up doing is we offered them a seller carry deal, but they didn't want to do that. So we struck a lease option. So this is a lease option deal.
Why'd they want a lease option?
Because the dad's going to die pretty soon. And
Yeah.
so they don't want to be locked into a seller carry deal that has those seller carry terms. They want to have flexibility with a stepped up basis. And so when it came kind of down to this,
Did they not get a stepped up basis on their note?
nope.
Okay.
And the way it
What?
kind of, they do not get a stepped up basis on a promissory note. So when you do a seller finance deal, that seller loses the chance for stepped up basis. And so one of the biggest things that I see kill seller finance deals is losing stepped up basis.
Is the stepped up basis apply to all assets or just to real estate?
It applies to all assets.
All assets.
Yeah,
the
so
note's
that's
an
why
asset,
I'm confused
yeah.
about that.
No, because the note is the understanding that I have is the note is not subject to a stepped up basis because that note was created. It's a byproduct of the real estate.
I don't know the answer, but we could just ask ChatGPT and figure it out. But
Well,
continue
Or
forward.
a professional.
I think it's very important
Well,
to figure out.
if you
'cause
ask a
I'm
professional,
wrong-
they will probably give you bad advice depending on which one you ask.
That's why you ask ChatGPT.
Yes.
Unless you have 6 attorneys,
then if you
then they'll all argue and
and
figure
at the
it
end
out.
of the day, it comes down to audit risk and what you risk from an audit standpoint. But anyways, they didn't want to lose their stepped up basis, and so we structured it as a 15-year lease option. But then they get a 6-month call, so they can call at any point in time.
Oh, wow.
A 6-month call.
and you're just buying it for a cheap enough price, you like it.
Yeah, and what's cool is because it's I can midterm rental it, so this gives me a period of time where I can just buy it. It just needs ripping up the carpet, refinishing the hard floors, painting. Other than that, nothing really that we're going to do. I may add a bath. I can add a bath, make it a 3-2. Otherwise, it's a 3-1. But it could midterm rent pretty good. Then I could get an income stream, verifiable income stream on midterm rental. But the other part is this is just very close to my office in my favorite neighborhood. So as I transition out of Salem and move back to Portland, I potentially have a a future personal residence. And so that's where the baby mama came from. The future baby mama joke came from that. It could be a future personal residence.
And then you can go play basketball at the park.
I can go play basketball at the park again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a TV show for you.
What?
It's called No Good Deed.
No Good Deed?
It's about a bunch of people in a neighborhood that want to buy a Spanish house
Oh, really?
in the coolest neighborhood. It's a pretty funny show. Yeah. You're going to love it.
I love it.
What's it on? I'll watch it. I'm
It might make you not want to buy the house. but-
Trevor and I love TV. Now that we got introduced to Yellowstone.
Yellowstone, you guys are right.
I
Greatest
hadn't
show ever
watched a
made.
TV
Yellowstone's
show
good.
since college.
What I love about you guys is you just got your first TV and it wasn't even yours. Like one of your friends just left his
Still
TV
not.
at your house.
For our Super Bowl
I
party, it
think
was
we
bring your
stole
own
a TV. It was BYO TV.
Oh, this is bad. So now you have a TV and now you're watching Yellowstone. So you're going to be like, Paul, you're going to want to go buy ranches now.
I see why Paul bought ranches.
It honestly,
I would like a ranch.
it makes me want to move to Montana.
Oh, my gosh.
Will
My
you guys throw
grandparents
that
had a
TV away,
ranch in
please?
Montana, though, outside of Bozeman.
Yeah, well, they should leave it to you rather than you going to buy it. 'cause it
Well,
doesn't
no,
make
they
any
actually
sense.
sold that one and bought one in New Mexico. That's the one that Young Life bought.
Mm.
I don't know where. Yeah. That dude
know.
owned some cool real estate. That's all I know. My grandfather.
Oh.
But I don't know where he got. He was a missionary, so I have no idea how he
Donation.
You don't
It
know
must have
how
been
a
like
missionary got there.
Leave,
profits or something. He was a sharp guy.
please leave me in your will.
Social capital goes a long way.
But in Venezuela,
Social capital anywhere goes a long way.
Drug lords.
second pesos.
Dude,
I don't know.
My deal on the bar is just social capital. That's all it is. He knows me, likes me, trusts me, and he literally just said, "Here's the deal. You structure it like this. I will sign it. Oh, and here's your income stream to go along with it."
Dude, that gets most deals done. There's another deal that I want to put Devin, our employee, into because he's looking for his first deal, and we're going to get it done because Mark's best friends with the agent, and they're saying all cash.
Yep.
I'm like, Devin, just use a rehab loan. Mark knows the guy. We'll just tell him, let you do it.
Yeah, we'll get it done.
I remember the first time I used social capital, it was buying a house with my ex-sister-in-law, and it was a listed property, a townhouse, and I knew the listing agent, and it was listed like 157. I was like, dude, that's 180 or more. He's like, oh, it'll probably get bid up. I was like, no, it's not. We're offering you 157. Represent both sides, buying it for list price. Yeah, you got to have social capital.
That's nice.
Wow.
I've never had that before. I just borrow Gabe's. I just suction.
That's social
Gabe's
capital.
and then- oh wait,
That is social capital. It's credit on extension.
yeah, wait. I have a credit card for Gabe's social capital.
You heard of a credit pimp? There's a social capital pimp.
yeah. Yeah, and I need that money back, Dane.
We're working on it. We're working on it. We're working on it. It's coming to
All
pass.
right, I'm so confused. I don't know how to spell Parapasu. I'm misappropriating.
I apologize for my.
You're misappropriated
I don't know
$1
what
million
happened.
to Dane's deal, and
I
now
still
you
don't-
can't get it back.
I still don't know who your baby mama
You'll
is.
get it.
This episode.
No, there are no more
Thoroughly-
ever future baby mamas. Let's just
thoroughly
make sure there are no ever future Mrs. Nusses.
Keep those ball clips on. All right. With that, that's another episode of Deal Junkies. Dane fell out of his chair. All right, guys. Deal Junkies, we love you. We hope you're enjoying this podcast. Please share us with one friend that you think
Maybe
might
not this
enjoy.
episode, though.
Just cut out that last part.
Wow.
No more baby mamas for Mike. All right, guys. Keep listening, and we'll see you next time.